So thanks for coming on today. Feel free again to submit questions as we go through this. I'm going to be toggling back and forth between those. So if I don't answer, please be patient. We'll get to those closer to the end of the call. Okay, so first what we're going to do here, this is not going to be a tutorial on using lead barrel. I'm just going to be setting up a capture page through here. We have a lot of tutorials. Mike and I can get you the links to getting this set up. If you don't have an account yet, you're a member with us. We'll get you taken care of. No concerns there. But again, this is just going to be a quick dive into how you set up a capture page. So don't feel like you have to get all the details down here today. So I'm logged into lead barrel. This is going to be the new system that we're using. We have Realtiva as well. Both function okay. Both work. So if you're using Realtiva right now, you don't have to switch to lead barrel. No stress there. This is just another option for people to use. What we're going to do is go to capture up here and select landing pages. And I'm going to create my landing page. Now, the nice thing about lead barrel is that you're able to create more customized forms. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here functionality wise. And you'll get to see that as you play around with this. But for the sake of this training, let's set up a funnel for, I don't know, Austin, Texas, okay? So what we'll do here first is select a page background. I'm going to upload something. Typically, the inside of a nice house, outside of a house that maybe is relevant to your audience for where you live is a good idea. You can also try like a map-based background. If you've used the capture pages, the done for you capture pages we have in the members area, you've probably seen what I'm talking about there with the Google map in the background. That works really well also. So I'm going to use this. This has actually converted very well. And this image works really well on ads and stuff too. So we'll probably end up using that. It's just a stock photo. And here's the container size. You can change dimensions, how long it is, how wide. You can change different colors. I'm going to make this black. I'm going to actually make this close to what we've been using and doing, which has been tested and is working well. For the headline, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. Free weekly list is usually what we run with. So this message here has always worked really well in basically any market that we've worked in, even for places like California where conversions are more expensive and a huge pain to get leads as well. Footer, you can put your contact information if you wanted to here, or you can just simply remove the text, and you can click remove this to completely get rid of the footer. Email settings, let's expand the box a little bit. And this is pretty mobile friendly too. The lead barrel page, you might have to do a little bit of shifting on someone on a mobile phone might have to, slide their finger a little bit to see the box. But for the most part, it is pretty mobile friendly, and we'll continue to improve and work on any bugs that we have with this. Submit settings, this is where you can change your button colors, button size, and the text as well. Let's go ahead and make that a little bigger as well. Okay. You can also do some HTML, custom HTML, if you're familiar with that. So we could do something like, and again, if you're, this is a little more advanced. Don't worry if you do not know HTML. You do not need to do this for it to convert. Okay, so you can do like yellow text, and then we're going to save it and preview. So that gives us the link that we can use for our landing page. Okay. So before we dive in and create the ad, I'm just going to open up and see if we have any questions so far on this content. All right, Mike, sign up with ClickFunnels. Yeah, Mike, we're still setting up. If you bought the ClickFunnels, yeah, we can get you hooked up with the lead barrel. Just send in a ticket to support@retechulous.com. That's support at retechulous.com. I'll just type it right up here in my window so you can see it. And Mike or myself will help take care of that for you, okay? Bill, good question. Are we trying to go for a lead pages feel? Yes, and beyond, because with lead pages, as you know, there's only certain fields that you can edit. Our goal here is to make it even more flexible so that you're able to do a little bit extra. So ideally, we'll get to a point where we're on the scale of lead pages, but yeah, it's a ton of cool functionality. Honestly, this is one of the most streamlined systems I've worked with yet as it comes with capture pages, especially if you're fairly new to setting these up. It is really user friendly, so that is the good news. Tom, let's see what we got here. Yeah, Lead Barrel is part of the Retechulous membership, Tom. So go ahead and send in a ticket to Mike if you have any questions about that. Mike, this is a stock photo that we pulled. You can actually just buy it for like $1. I can send you the link. So yeah, I'll get that to you. No worries. Okay, Mike is correcting me, guys. Mike Smith is correcting me. I'm sorry. ClickFunnels members do not get Lead Barrel. So Mike is going to be on the call here in a second. He can answer more of those questions. Mike, thank you for clarifying that. And we have, okay, unless, clarification, Mike said, unless you took the $97 upsell with the ClickFunnels. If you did that, then yes, the answer is yes. But if you just have that, you didn't take the $97 upsell, then no, you will not have access to Lead Barrel. Thanks, Mike. All right, so let's jump into creating the ad with our landing page. I'm going to go back and grab our link here. So, okay. What we'll do here is create our buyer ad. So I'm in the ads dashboard. If you go to facebook.com/ads/manage, as you see here, you'll have to have a billing account set up and all that with Facebook. So you'll have to go through those steps. But we're going to select create an ad right here at the top right. And we have trainings and stuff as well on this, guys. So this is not the only time that you're going to see this. If you need any help, just message Mike at support as well, and we can get you to the correct areas in the members area to help you get this set up and follow the trainings. We're also recording this. Downside is that Mike is going to be getting on the call as well to answer some questions that I can't address since he does a lot more of the day-to-day support. So sometimes recordings get botched because of that, but hopefully we'll be able to get this into the members area as well. That's the goal. I'm going to send people to your website. This is called a dark post, and all that means is you do not have to have this posted to your Facebook fan page in order to run an ad. This is what we found in most cases to be the best performing. There's also using a promoted post. We're not going to go into that today, but that's another option for another day. I usually like to shorten my links, so I'm just using goo.gl. This is a Google service, and it's free to use. So you can just pop in your link here, verify that you're not a bot trying to spam their system, hit shorten URL, and then you'll get this link here. So that can allow you to track. What I'd recommend, though, is make sure that you're actually logged into your Google account to see stats. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the purpose of getting a shortened link. There's a lot of different other options out there. Bitly is another one, for example. So we're going to pop that in here as our link. So we're going to send traffic to. And then your campaign name is for in-house only. So you can call this whatever you want to. So I'm just going to call this test campaign for our own purposes. And then we need to set our location. So we're doing Austin today. Now what will happen if you do a city is it'll do a radius. So make sure you click this little drop down here and choose just a city. We found that when you actually have a radius, that can hurt conversions because the audience is a little bit outside of your target area. So just a heads up on that. Also, what works very well is zip code only. So if you want to do a specific zip and you have a decent population in that area, try that because that's even more targeted than just doing the city itself. We usually set an audience for a buyer's ad for about 27 and up. Just thinking about people that are ready to buy. So you can choose based on the potential reach, as Austin is obviously going to be a really big city, so we're going to have a huge reach. I'm going to do some more advanced demographics on this. If you're seeing maybe like somewhere between 5 and 10,000, I wouldn't mess with the demographics too much for that because that's going to be you're going to get a good response with that kind of audience size. But if it's bigger, that's okay as well. We can also do relationship. and relationship status. Here you can choose if people are married, which I like to do because they're more likely to probably buy a home. Um, Other things that there's available, if you go to home, you can actually choose home ownership. Haven't done a ton of testing on this. I'm not going to say that it's completely accurate yet because I know that one or two ads that I've done haven't done as well when I had this on as opposed to when I had it turned off. Like when I actually did not choose home ownership, the ad did better. So test everything for your area. It's definitely going to differ based on where you live. And you can choose homeowners, but a really cool feature. And we're still at 156,000 people, guys. So that's a huge audience. Um, we could do men or women only. We might want to bring this down to maybe up to 50 years old, and that brings us about 108,000. That's a good audience size. It's huge. This ad could probably run for a while. Again, your target is probably you want to get at least 5,000 in most cases. Slightly below that's okay. But what I found is when you start getting below an audience of 5,000, your ad will start to get a little bit tired, and that is going to be shown to the same people. Your conversions will go down, and then you might need to switch to a different zip code or a different city for that. Okay. So you can also play with different interests and stuff here, but honestly, the stuff I showed you is mostly everything that you probably need to run a good ad here on Facebook for real estate. Now you can do a budget either based on a per day spend or a lifetime budget. It's totally up to you as far as this goes. Per day is a little easier to manage because you know exactly how much you're spending each day. Lifetime, you got to mess with changing amounts, and if you decide to go over your originally intended amount, then you got to change all that. So per day is totally fine to do. If you live in a more competitive area, I'd say somewhere between $10 and $12 a day is a good idea. If you think that you're going to get traffic easily and leads easily, anywhere from $5 to $8 is great. It might even be less depending on where you live. Again, test that and see what kind of response you get for your area. Place like Austin, probably somewhere in the $7 to $8 range would be a good start. But we do have a huge audience, so that might actually get us a lot of leads for a very minimal amount of spend. When you consider the small amount you're spending per day and the amount that you can make on a home sale transaction with this process, it's totally worth it. We'll keep everything else here the same. This is your ad set name. This is just for your own records as well. So we could call this, what I'd recommend doing is an ad for desktop and also an ad for mobile. So let's do desktop first. And this is where you'll choose your image. So we already have our own library stuff. You can also search. Facebook offers their own library of images, which is really cool. And you can just search by real estate, homes, whatever keywords you can think of, and scroll through. Mike, this is kind of what I was referring to as you can find the stock photo for the ad itself here. As far as the landing page goes, yeah, I'll get you that link as well. So this is already in our library, so I'm just going to go to Browse Library. You can also upload your own images as well. We could go with that dude, but my guess is it's probably not going to convert as well as the home that I'm going for down here. So I'm going to use an image that has worked really well. This one right here. I think if you search by wood floor and home, you'll get this image to show up. Let me try that for you guys because I know for a fact this image is by far the best converting in nearly every market that we've tried. So feel free to use that for your own purposes too. So let's see if I can get that. So if you come into the search area and type in wood floor home, there it is right there. So you can get that image for yourself. And that's free. You don't have to pay anything for that. That's just part of Facebook service. Now you're going to have to choose your Facebook page. If you haven't created one, that's a whole different training on its own. We can always do that for you guys and show you how to set that up. It's a very simple process, and you don't have to do a lot of updates to the page to keep that running. Now, obviously, I'd want a page that says Austin. Let's see if I actually have one here. Cool, so I do. I'm not actually going to run this. So if this is somebody's page that we're managing, we're not going to actually start running this ad for them. But I'm just going to choose an Austin related page. Asking a question in your headline is always a good idea, even though if it doesn't make sense because it draws a person's attention. Testing this versus not using a question, we found that question marks usually work better. And then the same message will work here in the text. Okay. Another cool feature that Facebook offers is a call to action button. So you can choose any of these options. Learn more is probably the most applicable. And you can see what this variation of ad will look like in someone's desktop right here. Click show advanced options. And in here, we'd like to add something about it being free again. So something along those lines is good. And then this is where you would enter your tracking pixel. For those who are asking about retargeting, building that custom audience, that kind of thing, this is where you would actually choose it. I'm not going to actually run one, but that is where you'd want to choose the conversion tracking pixel. Again, we'll go into more details about how you run ads and that kind of thing in a different webinar. I'm going to remove these other options here. And then we just have the desktop running. And what we'll do is select place order. And then from here, you're going to select create similar ad, and we're going to do the same thing. Everything's going to be in place already for us. But now we're just going to choose the mobile version. Now, notice how I'm showing you guys buyers, getting buyers leads. We've done seller leads ads for a while, and you're paying a ton more for conversions in most cases. And the response from the seller ads isn't always as good. It depends, and it depends on your follow-up as well. Some people still love them, and we actually still have people that we're managing those campaigns for. But in most cases, if you run just a buyer's campaign, you're going to attract both sellers and buyers, and you're going to get a lot more leads for a lot less ad spend. So that's what we're really promoting from now on, is to go down the route of doing buyer's leads, especially if you live in an area like California. You're going to have to just manage a ton of different cities and zip codes because everybody's offering. Like from what I've heard, a lot of our clients, a lot of people are doing the seller lead offer. And so you're just it's a lot of noise going on. You have to really differentiate yourself. I don't know what it is about the foreclosure offer, but that just continues to be a good offer in most areas. So we're going to keep everything the same, except we're going to change ad set right here and just get a different name for it so we know which one is which. So I'm going to keep all the same demographics, but I'm going to come down here. Now keep in mind that it's going to be $8 for mobile and $8 for desktop. So you could make that a little bit less for each if you want to just have a total of $10 for the day. You could do 5 on the mobile and then 5 on the desktop. You might also start to find that your mobile, for example, is outperforming your desktop 5 to 1 or something. So you might want to pause the desktop ad at that point and put a higher budget on your mobile. Also keep in mind that people that are on their mobile devices, when they do opt in, their experience isn't going to be as good as someone on the desktop because they're going to have to scroll through the list of properties on their phone. They might leave the page very quickly and not really look at the homes. They might forget who you are. So I would say it still makes sense to pay a little bit extra for desktop-based ads because you probably in the long term will get a better quality lead that way. But again, I'd run both because it's all in the numbers as well. So you want to make sure that you're continuing to get people into your email database and following up with them as well. I'm going to change the ad set name to mobile instead of desktop. And then we're going to add mobile here. Remove the desktop portion. And select place order. And you're done. That's all there is to it. So it'll take us over to the dash here. I can show you what it looks like now. Now if I select, I'm actually within the campaign for the mobile device. That's what that would look like. And you can see all your stats here and stuff. If I click the campaign level up here, that'll take me to each of these will be featured in their own column so you can see their own stats. And if you click on the campaigns tab here, if you're running multiple campaigns like we are, you'll see a bunch of them, but you'll be able to find your campaign there from that dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the questions. I'm guessing that there's probably a few. Tom said, okay, Tom, if that's the case and you're doing the $97 membership, yeah, you can have access to it. Just message Mike. Mr. Mike Smith is available to chat now. I'm going to put him on the call here as well if there's anything that I can't address, or if you have any specific questions for Mike, if you've been working with him especially, feel free to ask those and I can pass those over to him. So Mike, let me find you real quick. All right, Mike, can you hear me?
Yep. Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Well, hey, man. Thanks for coming on the call.
Yep.
Bill, good question. Does more targeted equal more expensive? Yes, but it's not always a huge differentiation. And think of it this way, more targeted may also mean more quality. So if you're paying an extra 25 cents for a lead, but you're getting somebody that's more likely to be a buyer, it might be worth it. Rob asks, Rob, sorry, I'm not sure what you were referring to in that. You said they also have likely to move under behaviors, but using this did not increase my signups. Can you clarify where under behaviors or what you were putting in there that you were referring to, just so I have a better reference point? Yes, Bill, this was to drive traffic to a website. So what we're doing here in this case is this ad is going to be driving people to the specific landing page that I just created in Lead Barrel. You can use your own squeeze page options as well if you're not using Lead Barrel. If you have lead pages, for example, or something else, you're welcome to use those as well. The same process follows. Um, so it looks like Anne's having an audio problem, but a lot of you are not. So sorry, Anne. This is going to be recorded. If you can hear me now, or if you were able to get on the call and hear me now, anything that you missed early on should be recorded that you can go back to that. Dave is asking, as far as now, if foreclosures are, you're saying foreclosures are non-existent in Austin. Is that your question? This was just an example. I don't know. I'm not from that market, so I have no idea. But honestly, people love a deal. So even if you only have 20 foreclosure properties available within a specific area of Austin, you're still going to get opt-ins. I have not run an ad in any area yet where I haven't been able to build a list. Now, if someone gets on your list and then says, man, there's not many foreclosures, what's up with this? Then you can start the conversation of, well, this is what's available. Let me show you what other kind of deals there might be. As long as you get the conversation going, this isn't so much about giving them, you know, hundreds of properties to be able to choose from. The whole idea here is to get them into your email database so you can build a relationship. So many real estate agents are driving traffic, getting leads, but they're not following up with their leads. So if you're able to do that and stand out and maybe send your own deals that you might have, or you might know of a property that's available at a good price, even if it's not a foreclosure property, and you send that to them and you do that on a weekly basis, you're already separating yourself from the crowd. So the mentality here isn't to give people everything they need and everything they want. It's just to start getting them into your email database. That's the whole idea behind this whole process. So I hope that answers your question. If not, just let me know. I can try to clarify that more. Mike, you're asking it if there's a way to determine in advance your cost per click. Not really, to be honest with you. Just run a short budget. If you do like $5 or $10 for one day, you'll get a pretty good indication of how things are working, and you don't have to spend a whole ton of money to test that. Yeah, Bill, as far as controlling the cost per click, you want to have a high quality image, like I showed you. You want to have the right message to the right audience. So following the process that we just went over here, choosing good demographics, people that are most likely to be a home buyer, having a message that's going to call their attention, and having a really good image that they can click over to is going to work well. And your landing page is important as well. If you're taking them to a website that is not set up well, as far as capturing leads, and you're only converting at 5%, then you're hurting yourself that way. And of course, your costs per not only cost per click is going to be affected, but your cost per conversion actually is going to be the biggest factor. So focus more on the cost per conversion. And if you're getting leads for, I'd say, under $2 or even less, that's a good goal to aim for. Mark, you're asking about importing leads from GetResponse and Realtiva. That's a Mike question. Mike, how straightforward of a process is it? I'm sorry, to Lead Barrel. He has two lists. He has one in GetResponse and he has one in Realtiva. How easy would it be for him to transfer all that to Lead Barrel?
As long as he gets me the list, I can upload them for him.
Sweet.
That's not a problem. So just export the leads. We had one in GetResponse, and what was the other one? In Realtiva?
Realtiva, yep.
Okay. I can do the one in Realtiva because that's a little bit of a pain. But yeah, just send me the one from GetResponse, and I can upload it.
Greg is asking, what is the second best offer other than foreclosures? New construction has worked well. I would consider testing that. If you live in Canada, condos work very well, and new construction, as long as you have the list available, it can usually do well. Also, those are probably the top two. Greg, another thing you can try is if you want to get more customized, if you've been doing this process for a little while, you can try something that might be a little bit more unique to your area. For example, if you lived near lakefront homes, you could try that. But the cost per conversion will be higher in most cases, in almost any case, if you choose something besides foreclosures. But you might also be getting a higher quality buyer. So you got to look at it in an investment standpoint of what's the type of buyer that you're getting. You know, what kind of home are they going to be looking to buy, and would it be a high ticket offer, for example? So. Bill, you're asking if you can actually choose the bid per click option. Let me dive in here. You know, it's been a while since I've done anything besides running an ad. Sorry, let me shrink that down. Just to make sure I best answer that. I'm going to pause this campaign. Hold on one second. I don't want this running. So your ads will usually get approved pretty quickly. It might take a few hours if you're just getting started with this, but they're pretty good about that. So I'm just going to jump in here. So make sure I answer your question the best I can. The way I showed you is really the best way, in my opinion, to run it. And you're going to get an idea of what your cost per click is as ads run. And actually, as it continues to run, you get more exposure, your cost should go down until it gets to the point of, the audience that you're targeting has seen the ad enough. You might have to swap out your image. That's what I'd start with. If your cost per conversion starts to go up after a while, just change out the image. And that can sometimes fix the problem for a while. And then if it continues with a new image, you might just want to try a different city or a different targeting. I have to get to a different section here. Here we go. Okay, so you can do a cost per click like I just did right there. Get more clicks at the best price. So that's what you can do, and then set your max pay per click. That's how you would set it up. Again, I would just stick with what I did there, but if you want to try that and see if it works better for you, why not split test, try one of each and see which does better for you. And if it does work for you and you have a good response, let us know, because we like doing case studies on stuff like that too. So thanks, Bill, for that question. And Mark, 2 in each. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Was that for the Realtiva get response question, or can you clarify on your question there? Guys, any other questions so far about all this content that we covered? I don't think we're going to have time for the YouTube. And in fact, I think it would just be overwhelming to go over all that today. So we could save that for another call. Anything else or any questions for Mike? If I'm guessing we have some new members out there. There's a handful of names here I haven't seen before. So good to have you guys on the call today. Anything else that we can help you with? All right, Mike is asking, if using AdWords, is there a problem with Google using a redirect URL or a shortener URL if it has nothing to do with the capture page? AdWords is very, 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 very picky. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they're just such a pain, man. And we've tried. Ads can work on Google AdWords, and you can get a decent buyer from running ads there. As far as URLs, yes, you can use tracking URLs. I know that for sure. But the tracking URL does have to go to the page that you're specifying. Like, you can't have, if I'm understanding your question correctly, there's no way that you can mask, going to a specific page. They want you to be able to, the way that the shorten URL works, I think that the domain still has to be in that and I'm not 100%. We haven't done that in a while. So I would jump into the forums. There's a lot of good responses from people there that are running ads there. But you're going to get a lot more leads for a lot less money with Facebook, even if the quality is a little bit less. Think about the size of list you can build with Facebook versus AdWords. And you got to deal with all their quality control stuff. And they don't like people going directly to a landing page. You have to have more content than what I just showed you. So you definitely could not send people to a landing page like I just built. It would have to have like testimonials and maybe like all your contact information, navigation, and all that stuff. So it becomes a huge pain. Randy, you're asking what I was saying earlier regarding ClickFunnels. I'm not sure. Can you clarify your question? I think if I understand your question, those who just paid for ClickFunnels without the $97 membership upgrade do not get access to LeadBarrel. If you chose to do the upgrade to our $97 membership, though, yes, you do have access to the LeadBarrel system, and we can get you set up with that. Did that answer your question, Randy? Okay, cool. Thanks. Guys, anything else on this content or anything that we could record for you or consider putting on our blog about this stuff here? Where to find trainings on this stuff? Mike will be able to help you with that. So please fire away at that. Mike is asking, okay, you have to have your license number on your advertising. Yeah, so just put that in the footer of the capture page. If you're using LeadBarrel, just pop that in there, and that'll do it. Any contact information you want to have there. And that won't hurt your conversions too much. Just don't make them anything clickable links to take them off the page, of course. Just have, text only. Rio, yeah, this is going to be recorded if I didn't botch it. I don't usually do these. Brian does, so I am hoping and praying that this will come out. The recording will be live for you guys by tomorrow. You bet. All right, Greg, you're asking for training on new construction. Well, Greg, the same process can actually work here. Instead of free weekly list of pre-foreclosures, it could just be a free weekly list of your area new construction homes for sale. And the landing page could be very similar text, and that's really the only change. So nothing too. I mean, as far as the targeting goes, you might want to aim for a little bit older than 27. Maybe start with between 30 and 35. You're the expert on that. You know who the standard buyer is going to be for that kind of home. We do have trainings on Google Places and Maps. Yes, Mike, do you know where that is?
On what? Google Places?
Yeah.
On what, making a map or?
Yeah, like Google local business advertising, like doing the local listing.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that's at.
Let's try finding it. I think I'm logged in. 1 second, guys. Mark, short answer, yes. If I don't find it here in the next 5 minutes, like actually 2 minutes, just send Mike a ticket. We'll dig it up for you. But let me see if I can find it here quick. All right, while that's loading and taking forever. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Ryan's talking in my headphones here. Okay, so we have, there it is, tools and resources, and Google Map and Street View Image Builder is one of the things we have. We also have, might be under the archives here. There it is. Okay, so other trainings, archived, Google Business Listing Secrets. All right, there you go. And for the most part, the stuff should still apply. There's going to be differences in the way that the dashboard looks and stuff. Josh recorded that years ago, but the same methodology should work for you. Gloria's asking, what is Mike Smith's email? It is support@retechulous.com. Guys, send everything to support@retechulous.com. We really appreciate that because it's the best way for us to track your questions. If you're going directly to our emails, it might get lost in the shuffle, and it's hard for us to share that. Mike share a message with me or me to Ryan. So Mike is awesome at the response. I'll say that he's within the hour. You'll usually hear from him, even if it's after work hours. I'm not gonna promise that for you. He has a family and a child to take care of, but Mike is very good about getting back to you guys. So please use that as often as you need. We're here to help you with any questions that you have. Justin, how do you sign up for what? I'm sorry, I'm not sure which. Do you mean for membership? Mike, how do you sign up for membership? I'm just taking a guess here. That's what he meant.
Just go to retechulous.com.
Okay. If you're not signed in, you'll see how to access that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm on the main page.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. When someone likes your page, can you send an email directly to them? No, you can't send an email, but you can contact them via Facebook, I think. You might have to add them as a friend. But what we found and what I've heard people say is that creeps a lot of people out. So the best way is just continue posting content to your Facebook page. They're going to see it if they like your page. And just keep getting really engaging stuff in there and try to direct them to your capture pages once in a while to get them to sign up with your email list, and then you can really build a relationship that way. Rob, do you know of a URL shortener that I can also paste my Facebook pixel code into? Good question, Rob. I've never looked into that actually. That's a great question. I'd like to know myself. Let's find out. Mike, any ideas on that? Well, I'm thinking, do you know of anything?
No, I really don't. That'd probably be one for Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. If they don't have that, they should definitely set that up. I wonder what this is. Nope. I would just Google it, Rob, for now, and then submit a ticket if you want to know. Maybe Ryan has an idea, but I've never personally used anything for that. Mark, you said that you seem to be getting beat out by other agents in the office for what? Sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Mike's asking, is there a database of content from Retech or Lead Barrel for the follow-up campaign emails? Day 7, day 14, etc. Yeah, Mike, the best method is to create your own stuff. Really, all we do is send out a weekly list, which says basically, here's your free list. Are you looking to buy or sell, or are you looking to buy or rent soon, for example? Ask an engaging question after you give them the list. Send out a deal of the week. That's a really good thing to do and get a lot of engagement. And then on top of that, we'd recommend anything that's specific to your area that your audience would find of interest. It doesn't have to be just real estate related. It can be stuff that's fun, gets them engaged, content, whatever you want to do there. But the top two things are sending out a free list and having the deal of the week. I'd really start there. Greg asks, how are the results of YouTube traffic at this point? For foreclosures, they're actually pretty good. Using the page that Ryan created, we haven't tested the conversions with his page that he's created extensively, so I can't answer definitively for that. But quality leads are great. They're going to be at least as good as Facebook, if not better, because Google really has good data on tracking people. So especially if you're getting somebody from, think of it this way: if you're dragging someone from an entertaining YouTube video, which most people are on YouTube doing, to your capture page and they're signing up, they're pretty interested in what you're offering, is the way I see it. And then you want a detailed training on campaign added to the members area. We have that. Mike, where do we have training on? I just did that recently of setting up an entire YouTube training. Do you know where that is, Mike?
Probably in the blog. Let me look here.
All right. Well, Mike tracks that down. Greg, I'm going to move on to the next question here. Okay. We're caught up on questions. Guys, anything else? Great questions today. Thank you for being so involved and engaged in what we're doing here today and making this easy on me. All right, Mike just sent the link. So can you guys see this? Let me know if this comes through. I'm sending the link right now. You should see that in your window for the GoToWebinar control panel. All right, you guys got that? Cool. Thank you, guys. So there you go. That's where you can, Greg, that's where you get the training to create your own YouTube ad. All right, Bill has another question. Images are inside Facebook. What do you mean by that, Bill? Sorry, but what are you confirming? I didn't follow your question. I apologize. Or did I already answer it? All right, guys, looks like questions are slowing down as soon as I hear from Bill. If I don't hear anything else here in the next couple minutes, we'll close this up for the day. I'll make sure it's recorded and put in the members area. And we'll be back on live again next Wednesday. Bill's asking, can images be found inside when setting up an ad? Yeah, so remember when I went to the window, you had an option to either upload a photo, choose from your own library, or there's a box called Find Images. Click the Find Images button, and that's where you can search for photos. Does that clarify your question? Does that clarify? Okay, cool. Mike is asking what a Facebook pixel is. That's just tracking when people come to your site. It's a code that you can put in the site. You have to have control of that, though. So you have to either own the site or it has to be a page that we can help you get that uploaded. But that'll track who's coming to your site, and then you're able to re-advertise to those people because Facebook tracks who's clicking and all that jazz. So it builds your own custom audience. It's a good way to do that. And again, we'll get into that. That's definitely more advanced stuff that we'll get into on another session. Greg, would you mind sending that to me in the support forum, and I can follow up with you personally on that? Just send it to support@Retechulous, and I'll look at what you're showing there, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Sorry, I can't answer that on the call there for the sake of time. All right, guys, that looks like all the questions for today. So if anything else you need covered or anything comes up while we are signing off here, feel free to send it to our support forum. Again, support@retechulous.com. We're here throughout the week to help you guys. Welcome to all the new people as well. Thank you for joining. And we're here to make this as easy as possible for you guys. So feel free to come on these calls weekly, and we'll probably start to do more of these as well to help you get started as soon as possible. Mike, anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think that's it. Any questions, just email me at support.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you as well, man.
Yep.
All right, guys, have a good day.